Hey guys, I'm Rachel Lynn for Queen Bee of Honeydews, and I'm so excited today because I am bringing you a video by request. About 7 years ago, I converted a spice drawer in my kitchen into a knife and cutting board storage, and I get a ton of email from people wanting to have a video on exactly how I do that. So I am going to redo that and show you guys exactly what I did step by step. But before we start, I just want to take a moment and say if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please take a moment, just click down below and subscribe so you can get all of the good stuff that I put out each week. And now let's get started. Okay, so for this project, I'm going to be using 3/4 inch and 1/4 inch maple, and these are both, I believe, 5.5 inches wide. We're going to cut them down to the exact measurements. But to get those measurements, we're going to go back to the drawer, and we are going to measure the width to see exactly how wide we can get this. And then we are going to also measure our maximum length. Now, what I'm doing is I have a really big lip for my countertop that hangs over, and you want to make sure that you don't extend your cutting board storage unit further back than the edge of your countertop, because you will not be able to get those cutting boards out. So measure that, and then let's head back out to the saw.
To start my cutting block, I'm cutting down several of my boards to 12 inches in height. Knife blocks need to be taller than your longest knife, and I've found that 12 inches seems to be that really good sweet spot. Next, I'm going to rip down these boards to the width that I took from my spice drawer previously. Then I'm going to start making my spacers by ripping down some of my 1/4 inch into 1/4 by 1/4 inch square dowels. Now, how many you need will depend on how big you're going to make your cutting block. Next, I'm going to make 1.5 inch sections from the 3/4 inch maple. Again, all of these are 12 inches in length. Once I have all the pieces for my cutting block cut out, I'm going to lay everything down, and I'm going to raise the grain with a little bit of water. Allow that to dry completely and then sand it down. I like to do all of this now because it's really difficult to do finishing work to the inside of a knife block. To begin the assembly of the knife block, I like to first create the opening for the scissors. And I do that by attaching the 3/4 inch sections that I cut previously to the outer edges of one of the 1/4 inch pieces of plank. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to clamp this down and allow it to dry. And you'll notice that I'm being very conservative with the glue and cleaning it up as I go. Again, this is to keep the inside of the knife block as neat as possible. Now, I'm going to move on and use my nail gun to attach these pieces, but you don't have to do that. You can just use your clamps, let it dry, and then move on to each layer as each section dries. Now, if you choose to use your nail gun, just note that you'll need to be very careful with the placement of your nails, and for anyone that's interested, I am using 5/8 inch pin nails for this project. To finish up the opening for the scissors, I'm going to repeat the process for the next side of the plank, and then I'm going to add my 1/4 inch plank to the top of this to sort of make a sandwich, and you can see how this leaves an opening for the scissors. Okay, so from here on out, each section is going to get a 1/4 inch square dowel on the outer edges to make the outside of the cutting block. And then the inside of it you will just customize to fit your particular knife set. I like to do the cleaver for the next piece, and you can see that the meat cleaver fits perfectly right into this spot. And then for each section hereafter, you pretty much have to measure your knives, and you want to try to leave just a little bit of extra wiggle room in case you go up to a bigger knife later on. Like my chef knife, it will only fit by itself in the center of this slot, so I'm going to have to use a couple of pieces of the dowels. And I tested it with a few knives, but ended up deciding that just using a couple extra dowels on the outside of this to close in the space to make it a little bit snugger but still leave enough room in case I go up to a bigger knife later, that this worked the best for me. And then I just keep working through my layers until I finally get to my steak knives. Now, you should be able to comfortably fit at least 3 steak knives on your knife block, and I wouldn't try to go with anything more than that, but you can see how I have the 3 slots here and then all of my other slots for all of the other knives that I have. And I'll just keep going with this until I get all the slots I need for my steak knives. And finally, once it's all dry, I just head back over to the miter saw to trim the ends off and get everything nice and flush. Then I like to use my orbital sander to sand down the sides and get everything smooth along the edges. And then just a quick view of what it looks like once it's sanded and ready to go with a finish. But first I'm going to move on and make the cutting block storage. And to get started with that, I'm going to take the knife block back over to the miter saw and use it to mark off the cuts for the sides of the cutting block holder. I'm also going to be cutting the fronts, backs, and bottoms of this cutting block holder, the length of which will be determined by the thickness of your knife block and the edge of your countertop. Then I rip the sides, bottoms, and backs down to the same width as the knife block, and I will rip a few pieces down to about 2 inches in width. For mine, I have 2 pieces that are 13 inch. This will be the bottom and the back, and 2 pieces that are the same height as the knife block, which will be the ends. I also have several sections cut out that will be the sides and the dividers. For this project, I'm just going to be using a simple butt joint. Now you can use whatever type of joint you want, but a simple glued butt joint holds just perfectly fine for this project. Although I'm using a nail gun, I don't really recommend doing it for wood that's this thin unless you have a lot of experience with control for something like this. Now, I've been doing this for a long time and very comfortable with my nail gun and what I'm doing. But for everyone else, I would say that the clamps will hold just fine. If you clamp this up, the glue and the clamps together are going to do perfectly fine for you. But if you're concerned about it, you can always use something like a lap joint or finger joints, or even if you want to get real fancy, you can do some dovetails on this. But anyways, you can see up to this point, I have assembled the bottoms, the sides, and the back. And now I'm going to move on to doing the front and the dividers. Along the back, I'm going to add 2 supports for this. Again, these are the 2-inch pieces, and I'm just eyeballing the placement of these. And I'm also going to add this divider in the middle. You don't have to do this. I'm just doing this because I like to keep my wood boards separate from my plastic boards, but you don't have to do this unless you want to. And finally, on the front of the cutting board holder, I'm going to add 1 support about midway down the height of it. And that's going to be the only support on the front. We're not going to add 1 to the top. Now normally I take the cutting board and I attach it to the back of the knife block so that it's all one unit like this. But for this time around, I think what I'm going to do is leave these detached as 2 separate pieces. That way I can get each unit out of the drawer separately and clean it easier. But I'm just going to add some wiping poly to this for a finish. You can do whatever type of finish you want. Since this is not actually a cutting board, you don't have to use a cutting board treatment for it. But if you prefer mineral oil for your knife blocks, that'll be fine too. And then this is what the units look like once they're all dry and ready to go in the drawer. And I just want to point out one other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to add a L bracket to the back of my drawer. And the purpose of this is to keep everything from sliding around when I open and close the drawer up. And then these just pop right in real easy, nice and snug, and fill it up with your cutting blocks and with your knives. And then that's it.
Okay guys, so that's it for today. If you want to see some more of my kitchen projects, hop on over to my blog. I will leave a couple of links down below with some of the other projects that I've done. And we will see you next week for another great video.